Hello, I'm the official name raider. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my suggestions at the end. Today we'll be looking at Diglett Dugtrio and its Alolan Formes, so this will be found inside the Gen 7 playlist along with Gen 1. So I've been thinking about this, and because I have said in the past that Tremor is just a good generic ground type nickname. But I remembered a certain character named Tremor that it only means something if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat. So as a result, I'm like, I don't know, I think maybe somebody else in particular might fit Tremor a little bit better. But if that doesn't matter to you, then this is still a totally perfectly fine nickname to use. Okay, I actually do kind of like the idea of Poppy Bros, but I do hate the idea of Game Grumps. Game Grumps didn't make up Poppy Bros. If they did a Pokemon game and they called them Poppy Bros, then okay, that's fine. But that kind of annoys me because it's a Kirby reference. But I like the idea of it mostly just because they pop out of their hole, so that one's actually pretty decent. I kind of like 2.5 Men for the idea of being something completely different and random, but I don't think it's a good nickname. Or at least it's not one that I would use. But I like the creativity behind it. I also like this description as well. This is cleverly thought out. So that's pretty good. I didn't expect that. Dig Dug, I want to, because I know for a fact I at some point just thought of Dig Dug and was like, yeah, that'll work. I don't think it's bad, but I do think because Diglett, Dugtrio, it does feel kind of on the nose. So it's like, it fits, but at the same time it feels super obvious to come up with. It's not bad, it just, I don't know, that's just me being high standards. You know what? I kind of want to acknowledge this though, because I think it's interesting. Firstly, there's an episode in Alola where there is a Diglett band, a Dugtrio band, excuse me. So the idea of like taking that, and then Tenacious D, because it starts with their name, and combining those I feel like is interesting. But I think Tenacious D is just a 2-man band. I don't know if there's I imagine there's a third one they bring on tour with them, but I think they're kind of just a 2-guy band. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, Diglett. I remember when I was younger as well. There's not really a nice way to say this. I don't have a problem with it. That's basically it. Like, I remember that when I was in middle school, high school. So I remember that being a thing, and as a result, like, I don't have any, like, oh, I'm above that now, because I'm still a piece of crap. But, like, that's not one I would use. It's just one I would acknowledge as being a pretty common one. As I was looking through Dugtrio, I was busy thinking about the Thug Trio kind of joke as well, and I was like, that's on the same wavelength. Okay, I've seen Doug, like, 5 times now. I don't know why people think that's a good name. I get it, Doug, D-U-G, and it's also a name. But that's still not clever. I'm okay with Wacka. Like, obviously it's on the play of Whack-A-Mole, and Wacka from Paper Mario is the same thing. It's not like it's its own original idea, but like, I don't know, I just kind of like drew that parallel, and I was like, yeah, I guess that works. That's not bad. Brown Sugar. I don't hate that either. I don't know if I would put that at the end of the video as a memorable thing, but I don't hate that. Now, I did notice that I don't think we visited this guy's Tumblr in the Vena Moth episode, which is kind of funny. I didn't feel the need to go out of my way because, again, 90% of his recommendations are bad. That, and I don't know if he has done every single Pokemon or not. It's possible, but I'm not taking that gamble because I know Denny Sinnoh hasn't. So just clearing that one up. Quicksand, that's not bad. You could use that as a generic ground type for anything. Quake, there's another generic ground type you could use for anything. That's also not bad. Wholesome, that word has been ruined for me entirely because the internet vomits it out every 5 seconds, and now I hate the word. Thank you. Fast Tracks I don't necessarily hate, if I'm honest. Overall, I'd say it's actually okay. The only really bad one, I think, is just Trio. But that's not even so much bad as it is kind of like Pokemon Stadium, where they just cut the name in half and use half of it. Kind of, you'll see that in there, in those games. So overall, this is just, it's okay. There's nothing really worth criticizing or praising. Okay, I'm trying to go through this quick because I know there's a timer on this site because this site's shit. But He-Man is, yeah, see what I said? It does this all the time. But if you refresh it, it goes away. He-Man is one that I see a fair bit for Alolan Dugtrio. I don't think it's bad. Like, I understand why you're coming up with it. It's just not one I would use. And then the other one that caught my attention is Peel. But the thing is, that's also kind of like, I feel like explaining the origin behind it. So I'm half and half on that. I don't know, but like, it's an interesting thought, I guess. By the way, Amino, you're praising yourself a bit too hard. No one actually cares about your site. Guys, it's been 5 seconds and I'm already hating life. Diglett, 3-way, Turd Trio, Ma Penis, Sex Pig. What is wrong with your fans, Hayden? Get help! Oh my god, we found one that's not terrible. Okay, holy crap, I need a minute, sorry. Gravedigger does not sound bad, and here's the thing that bothers me about something like this is, in your mind, what's the first thing that comes to mind? A ghost and ground type. The problem is, because of Pokemon, you're like, oh, once they make a ghost and ground type, this will be perfect. But there is one, and that's Golurk, and that doesn't fit Golurk very well. And I've had this thought process with Biff Atlas, where I was like, oh, when they do a ghost and fighting type, Biff Atlas will be the perfect name. And then we got Marshadow, and it doesn't fit Marshadow at all either. So, like, I hate this, but I do like the nickname of Gravedigger. I think it sounds good. I just wish that they made Pokemon that fit my ideas better than total opposites, but it's whatever. I'm actually kind of surprised it took this long to see Mole Man, and it would be, yeah, I don't think it'd fit, but if you could make Hans Mole Man, that would be a nice Simpson joke. I'm also surprised it took this long to see Stooges after the 3 Stooges. I don't hate it, but it's not one I'd use. I also can't help but fear for this guy's, like, Pokemon playthroughs, because if these are the suggestions he's getting, like, I have to ask, does he actually pick one? Are these things he uses? Or does he just do it for, like, shits and giggles and that's it? Because God help him if he picks any of these. Okay, this is just weird. I don't even know what that means. But I am going to put stuff on here because there's only one good not even good, excuse me. There's only one suggestion. I'm going to put some of the ones on here that we've stumbled across, just so this way, if you or anyone else in the future stumbles across this, they can actually end up with a good nickname. Okay, so I've already made a mistake. Excuse me. This wasn't even anything, and then clicking on that seems to literally be nothing as well, so I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not digging for anything. If I can't find it, I can't find it. And then this right here just tells me that's not relevant to Dugtrio at all. I don't think I can look. Yeah, it had nothing to do with anything. So, we've reached the bottom of the first page, but we're going to type in Alolan just to see if anything changes and we can come up with any other nicknames. Alright, it's only worth mentioning since I've seen it a few times. Fabio, Fob Trio. It's there. I don't care. Doesn't interest me, but if that's your thing, there you go. Okay, you know what? I was actually being pretty, like, hard so far, because looking at all of these, they're all pretty bad. But Ditch, I kind of don't hate, just because, again, it's at least something you could use as a generic ground-type nickname. I don't think it's particularly good, but I at least admire it for being something I've never seen before, and that's about it. Okay, I've reached the bottom of page 2 for the Alolan things, and wasn't too much. A lot of, hey, here's what an Alolan Dugtrio is, and I know that, and I really want to make fun of this guy. I have to put my title in all caps so you understand I'm important. Please click on my video. I swear I'm not desperate for views or anything. I just need attention. I hate people that do this, and I hate a lot of people on YouTube because they do this, and I hate that they do this because it works, because people click on stupid shit like this. I have a lot of things I don't like. This is one of them. But anyway, that's been Diglett Dugtrio. All that's left now is to look at the spreadsheet, and we haven't exactly seen anything new or surprising here. So that's that. When honestly, I feel like Diglett and Dugtrio provided quite a few that were much better, and maybe Venomoth and Vileplume and some of the others could have taken a hint. Come up with names like that. That's also kind of what I'm hoping for, is like, especially when we go over one, and I can go through the first page of Google and the entire internet can see there's nothing there, that maybe that can spark some creativity and we can come up with some good stuff. Anyway, as far as Dugtrio goes, the ones that are good, I liked Dig Dug, I liked Poppy Bros, I liked Tenacious D, I liked Wacka. I saw Lever. I don't know if I saw it or if I came up with it myself, but I thought about Lever, the little enemies from Legend of Zelda. That I think could fit Dugtrio pretty well. I also thought up Thrice, but I don't really think that's good, honestly. I think that's kind of an name at best. So there's that, if that appeals to you. I don't think I said Tenacious D, but I did like Tenacious D. I don't personally have one that I've stuck with or used, but these are the ones that I've liked, and then there was even some generic ground type nicknames that I thought were pretty okay. But that's that, and I don't think there was too much as far as Alolan Formes that really made it stand out. Like, it was mostly He-Man and Fabio, and that was about it. So I'm going to say whatever you pick could probably work for both. And I don't remember the name of the musical Dugtrio in the anime, but if you wanted to use that as a nickname, that, if it fits, then you could use that.